I'm going to show you the best rune farming exploit in Elden Ring. So there's other ones going around and stuff, but I think this one, with the way I'm going to teach you, will probably give more runes per hour than any other way that you could possibly find, at least when I made this video. Someone might find something crazier down the road, but as of right now, I think this is going to be the best. We'll run some tests at the end, though, to see the actual numbers, but it should be, like, I'm hoping close to 1 million per hour. We're going to have to see. So there's a few things we're going to need. It's going to be a little complicated, so you're in for quite the ride on this one. This one's pretty crazy. It's going to take some prep, and then afterwards you can just farm all you want. So here's what's going to happen. First thing you need to know is how to get to the spot. That spot is going to be, go to the third church of Marika. So for the starting area is right here. You're just going to follow these roads, and eventually the road will lead you to the third church of Marika. We're going to take a teleport in order to go to the Bestial Sanctum, and then down here is some spot where we can farm with a glitch that you may have seen on different videos. Apparently it's going crazy on the internet. My friend showed me, well, he didn't show me a video, my friend told me about it. He had seen a video, and apparently there's a bunch of them. But before we do that, okay, I just want to get started on the general idea. There's an item that you need for this farm in order to actually get the most out of it. So what you're going to need is an item that's called the gold scarab. I'm going to show you how to get this item. What it'll do is increase the amount of runes that you get from defeating enemies, which is going to make this rune farming exploit that much better. It's totally worth getting this. It's going to take a little bit of prep, but getting this is absolutely worth it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Now we'll see how much we can do with all the optimizations that I'm adding to this exploit. And that's not the only optimization I'm adding. So there's some optimizations that'll make this go that much faster. And we're going to do some tests to see exactly how many runes we get per hour with all this combined. I'm really hoping for 1 million runes an hour, but we'll have to see once we get to that point in the video. Alright, so let me show you how to get the gold scarab. It's going to be a little bit of a pain. You're going to have to do some stuff. You might not be able to get it at level 1. I mean, you technically could get it at level 1. It's just going to be really difficult. I'd recommend a 200 weapon like this club that has a lot of stagger. It makes the boss fight a lot easier because you're going to have to fight a boss in a high level zone. So there's a place called the Abandoned Cave way over here on the map. This is where you start in the game down here, and way up here is the Abandoned Cave. You're going to go to the Smoldering Wall Grace, and if you don't have it, there's Callum Runes, these other ones around here. It's right on the road. You'll have to get to this one. It's the easiest one to navigate from. Right next to it is a wall that basically looks like it's on fire. You're going to follow that wall, and once you get to the end, there's a ravine, and there's a spot where you jump over the ravine to the entrance of a cave. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And by the way, there's the wall you follow. There's the Grace I just went to, which is right here. And then there's literally this wall, and you'll follow this wall until you get to a ledge, basically pointing at that giant tree in the backdrop right now. Okay, so now that I'm at the end of the wall, you're going to head to the right. You're going to go over here, get up on this. You're going to go carefully and drop down right here. Down there's a cave. You can just jump across this, and you shouldn't die from the fall damage. The horse might take some damage, though. And then you're going to go into here, and this is a cave that you have an enemy at the end. There's a boss at the end that you have to fight. There's a bunch of rot poison. If you look down, there's rot poison everywhere, but I'm going to show you how to do this. See that stuff down there? Don't roll in it. If you roll in it, it'll cover your body. Even if you remove it, you'll still have it on you. But there's a trick you can do. Don't press anything other than the dodge button. You'll do this back step. It'll let you get through it fast enough to not get poisoned, but also not get it all over you, so you don't have to worry about it reapplying. So we're going to wait for that stuff to explode. Once it explodes, we're going to get some stuff. We're going to get some distance, whatever, running. And then we're going to line ourselves up, and we're going to back step through and hopefully make it in time. And then we made it in time, and now what we're going to do, just to be safe, is you're going to let it go away a little bit before you try to make this jump here. And now we can get through the dungeon without having rot on us. So now we can just jump over like that, and now we're to the next part without rot. So that trick will be insanely useful for you, so you don't have to constantly go get the item and go craft the item for the rot reduction. Now from here, we have to worry about getting poisoned. That guy, if you land on his head, you'll be good. He won't react in time then, and you won't have to worry about it. But this guy could be dangerous. You don't want to get hit by the poison. Does a ton of damage. And then we're going to go this way. And in here, up on a ledge, there are two guys that cast poison. And you're going to have to dodge them by running forward, and you have to run back. So dodge like that, and then get up, and then run for it. And oh, you can make it. Those guys are tough. That's like the checkpoint, basically. That's the tough part. If you do it all like I just showed you, though, you can get to the boss room without having rot on you and without taking any damage. Now what you're going to do is you're going to equip whatever your best weapon is, whatever you think you can kill these the fastest with, and we're going to use that in order to beat them. I guess I'm going to try maybe a large club just for the stagger. I think in my case, I'm going to try a large club for the stagger. So put on whatever you think will work. And then you're going to go into here and fight one boss. Well, here's the thing, though. He is not alone. At first he is, so go in and start beating his face in as fast as you can because the second one's going to spawn to back him up. The second one likes to use magic. The first one likes to use melee. And that's the situation in here. It's going to be a pain in the ass fight to do, but you got to beat it in order to get the golden scarab. So let's give it a go. And that's that boss fight. That one's actually a pain in the butt, but if you have the two-handed club that I have, then it's actually really easy because every single hit just staggers the crap out of them. Although I'm sure there's other weapons that do the same thing to them. I'll make a boss guide for that at some point. But right now in the description, if you want this two-handed club, it's in the description of this video along with links to all sorts of other helpful stuff. But anyway, let's get on with it. So that's the golden scarab. This is what we've been after. And now that we got through all the prep work, it's finally time. It is time for the rune farming exploit. So we're going to put on our gold scarab. So now let me show you how to get here for literally anyone. If you already have it, you're going to be like, well, I don't need to see this, but I'm going to show this where anyone can know. So you go from the first step, you go up here to the third church of Marika, right here on the map. And then from here, you are going to call your horse or whatever. You're going to need your horse, by the way. If you don't have your horse, if you're level 1, go to the gate front right here and get your horse. Go rest at that spot and you'll get a horse. Anyway, go through here. We're going to go north off of this church. You'll know you're in the right place when you see this river. You go to the end of this river right here, and oh, I got disoriented. Right here is a sending gate. So we'll travel to another location. This will take us even further into the map, into a really high-level zone. And it should spit you out right here behind this evil giant bird monster boss. Immediately turn around and get this grace over here just to be safe. So go into here, and right here there is a grace. Activate this, and then come back out so that if you die somehow, it's not a big deal. Now, you don't want to chase this guy because he has a sniper rifle magic ability that'll just hit you from a mile away. Instead, you're going to jump off over here, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get to this next spot. If you've already been here, you know, this might feel a little bit tedious, but it's worth it to make sure that everyone's included, even lower level players. So once you get around that guy, you're just going to follow this path. There's somewhere we're going to go, but before we go, we'll grab a checkpoint real fast. There is a grace right down here at the end of the road. You can already see it way off in the distance, glowing yellow. And we're going to activate that grace. But there's something else that I'm going to do so that I can prepare you for a scenario that might play out. What you're going to do here, though, for a normal player, is you're going to rest at this grace for a very good reason. You are going to pass time until noon, because we need to cross not this bridge behind me, but there's another bridge we need to cross right nearby. And if you go there at night, there will be an enemy there. So instead, change it to noon. I changed it to night so I can show you that enemy. At least I was told there was an enemy. I had a friend who scouted out a lot of this for me, so I believe what he said, but we're about to find out. So you're going to head over this way, and then you're going to try to find a way down. So you're going to go southeast, and then you're going to get to the edge of this ledge and just look for a way down. Or you can go over there and take the slow way, and there's a way to actually just walk down. But I'm going to look for a way to drop. There's a branch right here. You can land on this, and then you can just go down. And then you go to this. And yes, just like my friend told me, there is in fact some scary boss guy on the bridge. A horse boss. So you're going to want to not get owned by him. And it's very easy for him to kick your ass. So that's why you want to go to change it to noon when crossing this bridge so you don't have to fight Knight's Cavalry, who's now going to chase me all the way to this grace. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to this grace, and once you have this grace set up, you are all good to go. Oh my gosh, thank God for iframes, or I would have just eaten dirt right there. Once you rest, then he will disappear, which is also, again, you just go here at noon. Go here at noon, and he won't even be there. Now we can finally farm runes. Okay, but we are not done yet. I'm going to show you some tips and stuff in order to maximize this, guys. This whole video isn't just about using an exploit. It's about maximizing that exploit so we can get the absolute most out of our time doing this. So, one more time, just to make sure we're clear. Now we are right here on the map. This is Lene's Rise, way over here in the very corner of the world. Now that we are here, you are going to activate your horse. You make sure you have your horse on a hotkey so you can quickly summon it. We're going to go down here, and a boulder is going to spawn, and then we're immediately going to whip around it on the side towards the ledge. So, first time you do it, just to get used to it, I would recommend facing backwards like this, and then running along this ledge. Be careful not to fall off. There's the boulder, and then we're just going to go along like that. And the boulder will fall down there, and it'll kill an enemy down there. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this for, I don't know, about 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, and then I'm going to calculate how much we get per hour. But before I do, don't forget, we already have the talisman equipped, or the gold scarab. So make sure you have that equipped too when you go to do this. Now, there are some tips that you need to know before I do this. I'm going to do this for 20 to 30 minutes so I can calculate how much we get per hour with all the ways that I'm going to show you. But there are some tips that you need to know that'll speed this up, and it matters when you're doing this for like a long period of time to go faster. So the first thing that you need to know is that rock that my head's on top of right now in the backdrop that sticks out real far from the other ones. As soon as you pass that, that is what makes the boulder spawn. The other thing you need to know is that you'll want to walk kind of slow and hang around, so that way it doesn't fly off weird or, you know, come back at you, because it just follows you. I think it's probably possible to get it to chase you back up the hill, actually. And then the other two tips are absolutely crucial. So, when it goes off the ledge, you have to stare at it. You need to stare at it, or else it will not give you the runes. The other thing that you need to know is while it's going off the ledge, you're going to be spamming the map button, because it counts as you're in combat when it's chasing and you can't open the map. So you'll be spamming it, and the second it lets you open the map, you're good to go as long as you're staring at it like this, like you have the camera facing it. Then it'll give you the souls the second it lets you go to the map, and you'll actually fast travel to Lenne's Rise in order to reset faster. And doing this not only fast travels you over to the Grace, it'll actually count as if you rested at the Grace. So you don't have to rest after doing that. So doing all those things should speed it up to the maximum possible speed in order to get this done. So I'm now going to do this, like I said, for 20 to 30 minutes with a stopwatch, and then I'm going to do the math to see how much we get per hour doing it this way with the gold scarab equipped and with all these tips and tricks that I have shown you. Before that test, though, I have one more thing to add in. After I recorded that, someone brought to my attention in a Discord DM, there are 2 boulders. And what I want to say is that whatever content creator said you can get over 500,000 per hour is straight up clickbaiting, because my test is already done when I'm recording this, and it's not going to be what the other content creator said. So what you do is you get this one, and then you go like that, and you go down here, and there's a second one. And I actually timed it. And if you do it as fast as humanly possible, doing the 2 boulders is the exact same speed as just doing one, and the second one is way more difficult to get consistent. So the second one, you gotta do something like this to get it consistent, and hope that it goes off like that. And doing that and then fast traveling back is the exact same speed as just doing one. And the results I got from one do not line up with what that content creator said. So 600,000 per hour, whatever it was, that is absolutely false. But let's go ahead and run the test, and I'll show you the numbers. So I ran the test for only 10 minutes because this trick is so consistent. There was no need to go further than 10 minutes to get the estimate. It's so unbelievably consistent. It's crazy. So with 10 minutes, I was able to get a good estimate. You can see at the bottom right that I now have 89,854. At the start of this test, if you go back to the sped up version, I started with 31,242, which is going to get you right around 350,000 runes per hour. So that is a real number. If anyone out there is showing you this exploit and telling you it's anything higher than 350,000 per hour, they're straight up lying. I hate to break it to you, they're straight up lying. This is with the talisman, by the way. So normally you get 1,900. This entire grind, I was getting 2,300 per boulder. So, and like I said, I tested both boulders, and it was the exact same speed as doing one boulder. So, I don't know how to break it to you, but 350,000 is the absolute most you could possibly get from this boulder exploit. But still really good. 350,000 runes per hour is probably the most in the entire game that I'm aware of right now. Also, I could make this a little bit higher. If any of you guys know of a talisman that will make the horse run faster, there's actually a whole nother set of tricks I can pull that would make this go even higher, maybe 400,000 or 450,000 per hour. So if any of you guys know of a talisman that makes your horse run faster, if that exists, definitely comment and let me know. But as it stands right now, 350,000 runes per hour is all you can expect from the boulder exploit. Anyone who says otherwise has no idea what they're talking about. Anyway, that is the boulder exploit. Don't forget to use your gold scarab when doing it, which now you know how to get a gold scarab, which will increase the runes. And yeah, 350,000 runes per hour, pretty absurd exploit for Elden Ring. Hopefully helps you out. Now you'll be able to level up extremely fast, and even with brand new characters, because if you're not fighting an enemy, you could go here at level 1 and do this potentially. Just make sure to cross that bridge during the day like I talked about. But that's as we want to do it without the gold scarab. With the gold scarab, you could get it at level 1, but it'd be absolute hell. So, you know, it's which way you want to do it. But either way, that's the absurd rune farming exploit that's going around right now. That is the way to optimize it and get the absolute most out of it. Get the highest amount per hour, which is a total amount of 350,000 runes per hour using this exploit in Elden Ring.